Sometimes I think about the good days we had, but there were bad days too.
I'm Nicole.
And I'm Paul.
And with our motley crew of numerous children from our blended family, we sail around the Mediterranean on Savvy of London, our EP6 sailing yacht. On this channel, we take you with us on our adventures at sea and on land. Please tick that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and thank you for joining us on this journey.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's go to the boat day.
Yes, finally. Our flight hasn't been cancelled.
Shh. Oh, no, could you imagine? No, that would be very bad. Let's go to the boat day. What's the date today? The 8th of July? 7th of July, 2020.
And I've got the biggest spot on my chin in the world.
Anyway, let's go to the boat day. We're going to the boat. We're going to Heathrow Terminal 2 to fly to Rome, where the boat isn't. And then after flying to Rome, we are going to fly to Catania in Sicily. And then we're going to get a taxi and we're going to drive for about 2.5 hours to the boat. Oh yes, it's a beautiful day.
In Ragusa.
I hope so. It's boat day, but we're not talking about that because of the pimple.
No, I was...
Nicole's, where's the pimple?
No, go away. It's the biggest...
We're leaving home. Is that a pimple? No, don't mention the pimple. It's Kyle. Morning. Star of Sailing Savvy from a previous episode. He'll be coming back to see us in a couple of weeks' time in Malta. Fingers crossed. Anyway, off we go to the airport. Heathrow, Terminal 2, to fly on Alitalia, which apparently gets a bit of a name. And the name is always late in takeoff, always late in landing. M25 on a Tuesday morning in July. Stop-start traffic. Fortunately, our driver arrived very early.
Thanks, Kyle.
Never late. We don't do being late, no.
We don't do late. It's quiet here.
Nicole has being in the way angst, so she's worried about us being in the way because the thoroughfare, look, I mean, I think we could get a chieftain tank through this gap here, look. Look, I mean, it's in the way. She's special, she can't help it.
No, it's called manners. Manners.
Manners. How about having got your boyfriend for being in the way when there is this chieftain tank-sized hole for people to get through?
At least you can't see my pimple now.
Just been through security. That was the quietest security through I've ever been on. So already a tragedy this morning. Going through passport control, security checking, all that stuff. Somebody who really clever said, "Be careful of your Mac." I think she gave me the kiss of death. Go away. Anyway, there's been a tragedy and I'm really sad because my brand new Mac, super duper Mac for editing and all that stuff, look what I've done to it. Cheers.
Don't get the mouse dirty.
And look, the camera equipment made it. We smuggled my bag on underneath Nicole's hat.
Food.
Well done, Nick. So we're now in Rome. Still got masks on. We've just found coffee. Coffee, very good.
And
Italian
chocolate.
coffee. No chocolate. There were no Toblerones munched here. Social distancing on our flight down to Catania. And down here,
Look at these.
we can't move out. We can't put our feet anywhere. because
There's
the bags come.
head lockers.
No overhead lockers.
They're not in use.
There are no spaces between seats, so.
They were supposed to, but we've not seen that on our flights at all.
And we made it. We're now in Sicily.
My bum's fallen asleep.
It looks alright.
We've arrived in Catania. It's so beautiful and warm. We've arrived. First of all, we couldn't get in the gate, and now we keep dropping this thing. Oh man, this
It's a heavy bag with lots of parts.
All the boat parts
Anyway,
are in
we're
here.
back in Ragusa.
But we're back.
The question is, will the remote controls work a year later? Hey. Oh,
Very well.
we are back.
And there's Savvy. Let's get on board. Nice new bimini.
It's not too bad. It smells oily where they can.
And it's a bit mouldy, is it? Oh yeah, I can smell that. Oh. Doesn't look too bad though. It just needs a bit of TLC, doesn't it? So strange to be back.
So the boat we've got to, and it's not bad actually.
No, it's not
Bad. There's a lot of mould. There's a few broken things and stuff everywhere, and needs lots of cleaning. But instead of doing that and unpacking, we came to a restaurant for gin and tonic. This restaurant's amazing. Great steak.
What is it called?
Calamanca. We're at Calamanca restaurant. That's back.
So it's the morning,
Good morning.
and we've just gotten up and
Might
Discovered
have a
more
little bit of a
problems.
headache and maybe found a couple more problems. So
why
the
do you
list,
have a headache, Paul?
because you led me astray to the bar when we arrived. We should have been
The barman
unpacking,
led us astray.
and the barman led us astray with
Yeah,
that
there's lots of
limoncello thing.
It was anti-coronavirus medicine.
Ah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Anti-coronavirus medicine.
Yeah,
So we
and
no
he gave
longer.
us 2 of those.
We had 2 each.
We had 2 each.
Oh man, my
That's why
head
we've
still
got
hurts.
headaches. Yeah. But,
So we've now got a day of
doing stuff.
attending to boating.
Yeah. No, I'm fine actually.
So
But
today-
there is a lot to be done here. It's leaving a boat for so many months. You expect to come back to quite a few just things that you've got to deal with. It's quite dirty. It needs. It's mouldy. Boats get mouldy there on water, and lots of
Yep.
things need cleaning. All
Grime, dirt,
the-
mould,
just built up over the last 10 months.
and a few little things to fix, like
That's
the hot
right.
water system, the transom. We're not going to talk about generators.
And we also have no water on board.
Oh yeah.
To drinking water. We've got coffee though because we can use the shore water to make that. It gets boiled.
Gets boiled through the machine.
So anyway, I'm off
Praise
shopping.
the Lord for coffee.
Yeah.
Boats. There's a saying that everything on your boat is broken, you just don't know it yet. So when it comes to boats, what you have to accept is that doesn't matter who builds it and how amazing they might be, everything's going to break. And the longer you leave them, the worse they get. And we just left the boat for 10 months. So we've come back to the boat and there are some problems. Now, we actually had a generator fail, compression in cylinders. So it's broken and we can't use it for a while. We need to get it out of the boat and fix it and so on. There are a number of other things we've come back to that we weren't expecting. So the power management system seems to be glitching. The hot water system's not working. And the transom, which folds down at the back with the bathing platform, all the electronics are that. But also, if you can see around me, what we've got is a boat that is basically stuff everywhere, where various very useful individuals have been on board doing things like servicing for me. And what you get is a boat that looks a little bit like a war zone. And upstairs, you get stuff everywhere. So yeah, there is a day to a day and a half of sorting out stuff. But the good news is, she doesn't look bad.
So while Paul is dealing with boat problems, I need to get some provisions. which means a long walk in the heat through this really lovely town of Marina di Ragussa. It is just lovely. I'm not going to complain. I made a bit of a mistake and forgot my hat and am absolutely baking. This is Marina di Ragussa, the town. The town is called Marina di Ragussa, south of Sicily. And there behind me is the supermarket, so I can go and provision. So I forgot a mask and I now have to put my t-shirt on. I'm really lucky that I'm wearing a bra today, but I have to wear my t-shirt over my face because I forgot a mask. Whoops. I think too many people show the glamorous side of boat ownership, but let me show you some of the less glamorous things. First of all, there's provisioning, which means carrying back water and other things that just weigh a lot back to the boat. Now this also is one of the issues. So when we left the boat, we thought we were leaving just for a couple of weeks and we're coming back 10 months later, and look at this. Everything is just rotten in there, and the smell coming out of there is just disgusting. The dust and mold everywhere here is just really unpalatable. And the generator's still not working. So this is what happens with anything. Even if you left a house unexpectedly for 10 months, this would happen. But
so what we have here is the 239 version 6, and these are all the cables. John is trying to give me some reset procedures, but none of them are working, which suggests there's something significantly wrong with a ram or a control box. So I don't have new rams, I do have a new control box, so I'm going to strip old one out and put this one in. And his passerelle's just fallen off.
Oh.
That guy's passerelle.
yeah,
It is.
is that
yes.
a racing boat?
Or racing speedboat.
Yeah.
Usually. Today we don't have the mainsail, we don't have the generator, so we have so many troubles that
I have troubles
not
too.
anymore go.
My generator's broken too.
Oh yeah, that's
Yep.
a region maybe, no?
Yeah, maybe. Well, it broke in Elba, so maybe it was Napoleon.
Yeah.
And the transom rams are broken too, so
Oh, so you have a lot of things to do.
yeah,
Everything. Yeah.
plenty. Yeah. So yes, we're going to be replacing this thing here. This is a lovely little Linak, Danish super duper stuff box that's got to go back in there, but it's slightly different to the one that's in there, which means I've got to take the other one out and reposition it and so on. And then we do lots of finger crossing, and then I press this button and everything works perfectly.
So this is how we've got the transom rigged up at the moment, with pipe covered lines that Paul has been manoeuvring out on pretty much the Aeolian Islands last summer. Oh, there's all our things out of the transom.
The dinghy's still attached to us. Hopefully it's down here
Oh
somewhere.
my goodness, don't say things like that.
I'll have to see the line.
Yes, the dinghy's still there. You're a tease, you just did that.
Right, so we have removed the cabling from the control unit for the transom, and we have this rather nice array of, I think it's quite artistic. In fact, it's like a photograph of something blown up. It's almost like the map of the London Underground. It's a piece of modern art. Nicole, show me your basket.
It smells really bad.
Oh,
Eggs have just broken.
yeah, I can smell it.
Yeah.
I don't think you should leave it there. Can you
I'm
just?
not going to leave it there. I've got to find a bin. I'm going to put the whole thing in the bin. Or do I have to clean up the plastic bit?
Oh yeah, we need to keep it, obviously.
Ugh.
So these are eggs and various things that have been in here for 10 months instead of the 2 weeks we planned.
You want a plastic bag or you have some?
I've got some.
Okay.
Thank you.
Nicole doesn't deal with nasty smells very well. Just think of that.
Vile, Paul. I'm dry retching. Do you want to see something really gross? I think these are dried up maggots all through this cupboard The smell is incredible. This is the glamour of boat life. Cleaning out maggoty cupboards. Look, it's vile. Hey, how's it going?
Okay, so I've done everything I've been told to. Replaced everything, and it's still just as broken as it was before we changed anything. So a crazy amount of money's been spent on fixing this, and it's exactly as it was the day it broke on Elba last August.
Which is the rams, right?
I believe the port side ram is faulty. It's supposed to have been tested and told it's okay, but it's not, because when we swap it for port and starboard, which means swapping everything other than the ram, it still does the same things on starboard instead of on port, which means, in a nutshell, broken ram. Should have replaced it at the beginning and gone with my hunch, but everyone has said it wasn't that, and it turns out it is, because we've replaced everything else. So all I can do is try and get one out as quickly as possible. Fortunately, John at X Yachts is just pulling every stop out he can to try and get one out to us quickly, so that we don't have to play the rope derby, dropping the transom, which is a little bit
It's a bit dangerous, really.
Yeah, it is a bit dangerous.
No luck.
Today, in boat maintenance terms, it has been an unmitigated disaster. Changed spark plugs, the oil, checked everything, oil filter. It ran, I started this morning, it ran, stopped, hasn't fired since. Yes, did you hear the advice from our French counterpart? He said, can I offer you some advice? I said, yep, you certainly can. He said, leave that and come and drink wine with me.
I think that's a very good idea.
I'm going to take you up on it soon.
Oh wow, yay!
Sometimes I say that
One thing works. Yeah. Tomorrow, no.
Oh, well done.
I have achieved.
You have
Today has
achieved.
not been an entire waste.
Yeah, well
The
done.
joy of success was pretty short-lived. Join us next time when we stop fixing and just go sailing. We meet 10,000 sea creatures and do the COVID quarantine crew pickup dance, doing the same passage 3 times in about 30 hours.